Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to show you how to taper dress pants on both sides. So let's get started. So here are the pants that we're going to be tapering, and as you can see they've already been pinned accustomed to the customer. So when most people taper dress pants, they usually taper using straight lines. But we humans, we don't have straight lines. We have organic, round, dynamic lines. So that's what we're going to be mimicking today. But at the end of the day, it's going to give the illusion that it's a straight cut. So it's going to be great. It's going to be a slight curve too, but it'll look straight. So right here, I'm grabbing my chalk and I'm just marking where it's been pinned. So now I can remove the pins. This customer, by the way, wants a hem. So I marked the hem and now I'm flipping my pants inside out and I'm marking where this customer wants his pants to be tapered. I'm making sure that when I do that mark, it hits both sides. So as you can see, it's kind of pinched and I want it to touch both sides because later we're going to be flipping it outside in again and then we're going to remove the pins and later on you'll be able to see the triangle of lines that we made. So right now I'm prepping the hem. I'm making sure that everything aligns. I'm just going to make a line bolder of where I need to make a hem. And make sure that you have a perpendicular right angle when you're at the edge so that it doesn't look pointy. Another thing I want to mention is that back in the day, the style of hem was to have more slanted. So it would be shorter at the front, longer in the back, but in today's trend, it's just a straight cut. So I'm paying homage to these days' trends. And I'm also doing a 2-inch cuff here. So now I'm making sure everything aligns before I cut, and I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to cut off the hem, and there it is. So now we can move on to marking. When I move to the bottom here, I'm going to measure how much according to that customer's leg. It was 3 inches, right? So now you want to divide the measurement by 4, and then each fourth will be measured. So 3 inches divided by 4 is 3/4 inches. So I'm going to mark 3/4 inches on each side of both pants. Basically, you want to divide by 2 and then divide by 2 again because you're going to be doing the same on the front and side. So you're going to repeat this process over and over. Of course, it'll be different for every person, but essentially you just measure how much needs to be tapered according to that customer's leg at that particular point. Then you divide by 4 and you mark it all the way up to where you encounter the original seams. If you have any questions about this part, just make sure to leave it down below. So right now I'm using a French curve ruler. I love this ruler because it kind of mimics the human leg, right, around the calves. So I'm using this curve ruler to connect all these lines, and it's going to be a slightly curved line, which really looks like the leg. However, later on, it will look straight. And if you stick around till the end, you can see the results. It'll just look like a straight taper. However, it'll be way better looking and more flattering on the leg because we don't naturally have straight lines. So now I'm moving over to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew along this curved line that we just drew. I'm also using some pins here to make sure that the material doesn't move around too much when I sew. Make sure to repeat this process on the other side of the leg as well as the other pant. We recently uploaded a video where we show our leg contouring tapering technique on a pair of jeans. Now, when people want jeans tapered, usually they want it to be more flattering, more contouring, so it sticks to the leg a little bit more. So when you're tapering jeans, the curve is a little bit more dramatic, right? However, in this case, we do want it to look more straight, but you can check out our video where we taper jeans and it's a great watch. Okay, so right now I'm grabbing a seam ripper and I'm going to go ahead and open all of the old seams along the edge. We already don't need those because we just sewed along the new line. So I'm opening this up. So now I'm over at my ironing board and I'm going to grab my iron and I'm going to press down that seam so that it's no longer a flap. Just press it down nice and flat. I'm going to flip my pants over and I'm going to do the same thing with that side. Make sure to repeat this with the other side. Now because I'm doing a hem on these pants, I'm moving over to my serger and I'm going to serge the raw edges. Now, I don't know if you can see, but there are these tiny little triangles at the edge, and I'm making sure not to sew them together because when I don't sew them together, it gives a little bit more ease to the hem. Okay, so this is my machine that I use to do blind stitches when I do a hem on dress pants. So right here, I'm going to fold over the cuff and I'm going to make sure that all the lines, all the center lines align together like this. This is going to make it look professional. So now I'm sticking that into my machine and I'm going to let it do the blind stitch. I love this machine. It literally makes it look seamless. Now I'm going to repeat the same thing with the other leg. Again, just make sure that everything aligns together and try to make this as great as you can. So now I'm back at my ironing board and I'm going to take the iron and I'm going to press down all these new folds and seams that I've made. This is going to make it look crispier and more professional. Here I'm using a mini ironing board and I'm going to press down the seam allowance. Of course you can cut off the excess seam allowance, but since I work at an alteration shop, I like to kind of leave it there because you never know if a customer is going to want to come back and get it reopened again, so this gives a little bit of leg room in case we want to go forwards or backwards with an alteration. Finally, I'm just giving the pants a good final press on the outside. And we are done. So this is the final result. As you can see, the lines look completely straight. However, we used curved lines to do this tapering and it looks fantastic. Also, the side lines stayed the same in the same position because we took in from both sides. So that was all for today, and if you guys want to see how we taper but only on one side, please make sure to like this video so that we know so that we can post the other one. And with all being said, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!